Please read chapters 4 and 5 of today's assignment in Marie Lu's legend. Here are our directions. It's pages 35 to 59. First, do the pre-reading. That's slides 3, 4, and 5. Please make sure that you are looking at the pre-reading before you do this assignment, before you do the reading. Read chapter 4 and complete the corresponding slide. Then read chapter 5 and complete the corresponding slide. Then complete the exit ticket at the end. So the first slide here has like a 2 or 3 minute video about presidential term limits and the history of our term limits for the president. Term limits, as you probably know, are basically a rule that states that a president can only serve 2 full terms or up to 10 years as president of the United States. Then he or she cannot run again. So watch that and consider this. In the United States, we have set term limits for the president. The 22nd Amendment limited the number of terms a person can serve because Congress believed that if one person were allowed to be president indefinitely, it could lead to that person abusing their power. Watch the video on this slide, then consider what's on the next slide. Okay, so the whole purpose behind this was, we need to have a transfer of power every so often to make sure that one person doesn't get too much power and too big-headed and perhaps become a totalitarian dictator down the line because they've been ruling for so long that they just get big heads. Okay? So you're going to watch that video, which I am not going to watch right now. And then I want you to answer this brief question. It says, what are the benefits of presidents only being allowed to serve 2 full terms? And what are the drawbacks? Because there are drawbacks to that too. Maybe there are presidents that we would love to see continue to lead our country, but the law doesn't allow them to do that. So please type your response in the square below that.
What nobody did.
Then I have a screenshot from page 35 here. They call their president the elector primo. I know that primo means first. I'm wondering if that means first elected or the most important person who's elected is what I'm guessing. So this is the text from page 35. And it tells us down here, our illustrious elector primo had just accepted another 4-year presidential term. That would make this his 11th term. So what this tells us is that the Republic in this book has been functioning under the same leader for about 40 years. Considering that legend is a dystopia, we can assume that this leader has done some pretty bad things to the country in that time. Do you think that having term limits would have helped prevent the Republic from falling so deeply into despair? Why or why not? So type your answer down here. Only after you've done those things, please read chapters 4 and 5 and do the questions. So basically, I'm just asking you to look at plot here right now. I'm asking you to summarize what happens in the plot. Please write your own summary in your own words. Trust me, I'm probably going to know if you copy and paste a plot from somewhere else on the internet. And the second question says, the chapter ends with the words, I, meaning June, have a plan. Predict what you think June will do next and explain your reasons. So based on what you know of June and what you know of the rest of the story, predict what you think she is going to do. What is her plan, do you think? And then tell me why you think that's her plan. Chapter 5 is pretty much the same. Summarize what happens in the plot in chapter 5. And then predict what you think Day will do next and explain why you think that will be his next move. You have to give evidence from the text. Just as in any other assignment, I'm going to remind you that I expect to see several sentences where you cite evidence from the book itself, either paraphrasing or direct quoting. Please also list the page numbers. And then explain what that particular evidence tells us about the book. Your exit ticket is this. How is our real world today, right now, 2021, different from the world in legend? And how is it the same? So you're going to compare and contrast. Just make a list here if you want, or you can write paragraphs, either way. So here, please list the similarities you see between our world and the novel, and then list the differences that you see. So if you have any questions, please email, text, or call, and I am happy to help. And I will see you tomorrow morning in Jaguar Live at 10 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day.